Michel de Montaigne was not trying to change the world. He was trying to understand himself. In doing so, he changed how we think about being human. Montaigne was born in 1533 in a stone chateau in southwestern France during an age of upheaval. Europe was tearing itself apart. Religious wars, plagues, political violence. From an early age, Montaigne was given a strange education. His father wanted him to grow up thinking freely. Latin was spoken to him before French. Music woke him instead of alarms. Learning was meant to feel natural, not forced. But Montaigne did not become a revolutionary or a conqueror. He became something quieter and rarer, a thinker who doubted. In his early adulthood, Montaigne followed the expected path. He studied law. He became a magistrate. He served the state, and then tragedy. His closest friend, Etienne de la Boétie, died suddenly. The loss shattered him. Montaigne later wrote that their friendship was not explainable. "It was he said. It was I." After La Boétie's death, public life felt hollow, and Montaigne began to retreat, not away from the world, but inward. At the age of 38, he did something radical. He retired. He withdrew to a tower in his chateau, surrounded by books. On the wooden beams of his ceiling, he carved 57 short sentences in Greek and Latin. Maxims like, "The only certainty is that nothing is certain, and I am a man, and nothing human is foreign to me." Every time he looked up from his desk, he was reminded of how little we truly understand. And he began writing not to teach others, but to explore himself. He called these writings essais, from the French word essayer, to try, not to prove, not to declare, but to attempt. Montaigne was inventing a new kind of thinking. He wrote questions. He wrote about fear, friendship, death, habit, education, cruelty, love, the body, the mind, and always doubt. His most famous question was simple: sais-je? What do I know? He applied this question to everything, even his pets. "When I play with my cat," he famously asked, "who knows if she is not passing her time with me rather than I with her?" It was a reminder that we are not the center of the universe, just one perspective among many. Montaigne believed that human certainty was dangerous. People kill for ideas they are too sure of. He had seen it firsthand as Catholics and Protestants slaughtered one another in France, each convinced God was on their side. Montaigne refused that certainty. He believed humans were fragile, biased, inconsistent creatures, and that admitting this was not weakness, but wisdom. He once wrote, "I study myself more than any other subject. That is my metaphysics. That is my physics." This was revolutionary. Before Montaigne, philosophy often aimed upward, toward abstract truths, eternal forms, divine systems. Montaigne turned philosophy inward, toward the everyday self. He wrote openly about his flaws, his fears, his bodily functions, his changing opinions. He revised his essays constantly, adding notes in the margins years later, sometimes contradicting himself. And he was unbothered by this, because for Montaigne to change one's mind was a sign of honesty. He believed wisdom was not about having answers, but about learning how to live with uncertainty. Even death, which terrified so many thinkers, Montaigne approached with calm curiosity. To philosophize, he wrote, is to learn how to die. But true to his nature, even this idea wasn't permanent. In his younger years, he thought we must prepare for death like a soldier. But as he aged, he changed his mind. He realized that nature would teach us how to die when the time came. Our job, he decided, was not to prepare for the end, but to learn how to live right now. To change one's mind, for Montaigne, was not a failure of logic. It was a triumph of honesty. He does not believe life is meaningless, but rather awareness of death makes life more precious. In a violent age, he argued for empathy. In a world obsessed with moral superiority, he argued for self-knowledge. Later in life, Montaigne was pulled back into public service. He became mayor of Bordeaux, reluctantly. Even then, he tried to rule gently, believing that fanaticism on any side was the real enemy. Montaigne died in 1592, but his voice never left. Centuries later, Descartes would doubt in order to build certainty. He influenced thinkers like Pascal, Hume, Nietzsche, Emerson. Even modern psychology owes him a debt, because Montaigne taught us something rare, that it's okay not to know. That self-examination is not narcissism, but courage. That the most honest philosophy does not stand above life. It walks within it. Montaigne once wrote, "If my mind could gain a firm footing, I would not be making essays. I would be making decisions." Instead, he gave us something better. Permission. Permission to be uncertain. To be human. And maybe that is why, hundreds of years later, his voice still feels close. Like a companion walking beside us, asking quietly, "What do you really know?" If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing for more stories of those who shape the world, not by certainty, but by courage.